Hello and welcome to Small Business, Big Life, inside Fort Orange General Store, where entrepreneurship meets marriage, kids, and controlled chaos. I'm Joe Slicko, and with me, as always, is my wife, business partner, and the owner of Fort Orange General Store, Erica Cabello.
Hey everyone, hope you're having a great week so far.
And speaking of which, we have had a great 2 weeks.
That's right, Joe, we sure have.
And we apologize to all of our listeners for taking the last week off, but last Sunday was Mother's Day, and I thought as part of Erica's gift, we could give her the week off of the podcast.
Thanks, Joe, you didn't make me work on Mother's Day.
You're welcome.
Yeah, sorry to disappoint any of our listeners who might have been anticipating an episode last week, but we did spend the day doing family things and, celebrating, so it was nice to have a Sunday off.
And in this episode today, we're not only going to talk about the last week, but the last 2 weeks. So we will incorporate a recap kind of Mother's Day, as well as what happened this week, 518-day recap, which just ended and was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it really was.
And we have a bunch of comments to read, super fan shout out, all the things we do. But first, as always, we have to ask our amazing listeners, that's you specifically listening right now, to please like or subscribe. And also, I would say more importantly at this point, share any episode you want with one new person and enlighten their lives just a little bit to the banter that is this amazing podcast.
Yes. Thank you so much to everybody who tunes in weekly, who likes our content. And if you could share with a friend, that would make a giant difference to our small little podcast.
So I think we start this week with some of the comments that we have received on all the social media platforms, which we thank you all for engaging with, because I think that will set the stage for the rest of the conversation that we are going to have about all those fun events and things that happened at the store that I just mentioned. So Erica, I'm tossing it over to you to start with our comments.
All right. Well, thanks, Joe. And here is our roundup from our socials for the past 2 weeks. So we're going to start off with some Facebook comments from some of the posts that have been out there. Georgia Sullivan responded to a question about what type of merch we maybe should put out in the coming months. And she said she likes zip-up hoodies, fleeces, tote bags, other things, that she's homesick and bored, and she's trying to figure out a way to get back home and listen to the podcasts. But I reminded Georgia that you can find our podcasts on any major streaming service, as well as YouTube, so it's out there for everybody.
And you can shop right online at our website, so you can get the majority of those items that we already have on the shelves, but these are some great ideas to expand upon.
Definitely. And I'm going to do a little bit of deeper dive this week into some ideas for merch, specific prints, which I will talk about later in the episode because that kind of ties into the rest of what we did this past week.
That's a major cliffhanger you're just leaving us on, but we'll move on.
Okay. So Jen Finn responded to one of our posts about how she loves this and your store, and Rue, of course, and that whenever she's having herself a day, she loves to stop in and look at our wares.
Our wares.
Yes.
I love it.
Jen Finn, you're amazing, and we love that you're our neighbor downtown, one of the workers that comes in on lunch breaks. So thank you so much.
And thank you for taking the time to post that.
Valerie Flood said, loves your store, went with my son on Mother's Day. Thank you, Valerie. That means a lot that you came out on Mother's Day to support our small business with your son, and we hope that you had the best time.
Wow, that's really cool that they chose our store to be the place to go on Mother's Day.
Right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Mars D88 said, this came up on my feed, and now I need a plan to come visit your lovely store to get some healthy, natural cleaning products. Thank you so much. And this was in response to our new line of apothecary that I posted this past week, and that launched about 2 weeks ago now. And yes, come on in. We have a ton of healthy cleaning options and houseware options for your everyday lifestyle.
And if you need any help making a plan to get up here, I'd be happy to offer my services.
Well, that's really putting yourself out there, Joe. So also, Mike Lopez 3891 said, does Joe do anything around the store?
All right, here's the deal. So Mike Lopez, hilarious individual, clearly. He and I used to work together at the city school district of Albany. I was a principal. He was an assistant principal. I'm not flexing there. I'm just stating facts. And so I appreciate the banter there, and congratulations to Mike on his new position as principal. Very well deserved right there, and clearly an avid listener of the podcast, although he doesn't pay attention to all the things that clearly I do on a daily basis. But thank you, Mike, for taking the time to reach out. Hope all is well.
Yes, congratulations, Mike, and it's always fun to hear from you.
I wouldn't go that far.
The Warbler Brewery commented, awesome, a well-deserved spotlight for a terrific place.
Oh, now didn't we meet them when we did the beer fest at the Albany Capitol Center?
I believe we did. And the Warbler Brewery is also a local business, Joe, right out here in Delmar. So not too far away from our downtown location, actually, just like a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Well, I think I feel a possible collaboration in the future.
Ooh, yeah. So Warbler Brewery, we'll be in touch. Let's see what we can do. Shadow.melody1 said, love you guys, and at Fort Orange. So not only Fort Orange General Store, but us. How sweet.
Wow, I doubt you would love us if I did absolutely nothing, Mike Lopez. So thank you for that shout out.
She continues that the 518 and Nipper will always have a special place in my heart. So thrilled for the wonderful burst of good energy coming your way. It's immensely deserved.
And that was the sentiment at 518J that we're going to get into a little bit. So I'm going to pause my comments for that right there.
Okay, and we have one last. It's TBW87. Where can I get these hats? Didn't see in store when I was in there last week. And this was in response to a reel that we put out about a month ago when my sister Jenna made our Fort Orange hats, our two-tone just for Joe and I. So they were like a little test run to see. So TBW, I think they should be coming out fairly soon, so keep an eye out.
Because I think the test run is over and superfan Jenna just got into a new line of work.
I think so too. New designer showcasing at Fogs very shortly.
Speaking of superfans, I think we have a new superfan to shout out.
We do. This superfan shout out goes to Elsa from Connecticut and her husband, Jamie. They came into our store 2 weeks ago in town for a museum conference. And, I greeted them as any other customer coming into the store and, asking if there was anything I could help them find. And she was like, well, we actually came in for Rue. And I was like, oh.
Like, they want to take her?
No, but strangely enough, Rue got that question about, can I buy Rue about like 50 times in the past 2 weeks. And no, Rue is not for sale. She's my partner in life. So no, we cannot sell her. Anyways, Elsa and Jamie came into Fort Orange specifically looking for Rue. And we got into a conversation, and she's been following our account for many years and recently became more interested in what we're doing with the podcast and with our store in general. And she says she loves following and seeing all the new content. And she was, just the sweetest, energetic, lovely lady. I got pictures with her and Rue, which we'll post and share. And We just want to say thank you so much for the energy you brought to our store. And we can't say how much it means to us to meet our listeners and our fans. She's our super fan of the week. Thank you, Elsa.
And I just want to put out there, like, this is not orchestrated. So when Elsa came into the store and engaged with Erica and all the conversations happened, Erica immediately, right after, she's texting me, hey, can I call you? She's sending me pictures. I'm like, I don't even know like who these people are, what's happening. And she's so excited that, you know, they took the time to come in and the conversations that were had. So when we shout out super fans, it's real. And
Yeah.
I wish you could see the excitement and the joy that we get on the back end, because it's fun and it makes the little tough moments that we go through as small business owners and entrepreneurs all worth it. So
Right.
a big thank you, a huge thank you for making our day, as we hope we're making your day a little bit too. So now let's talk a little bit about Mother's Day. We have 2 weeks to talk about, so we're going to start back on Mother's Day. As you know from the last podcast, we talked about the amazing baskets that we put out there, and I think, and I was saying this to you, Erica, that there was a swell this year overall in the Capital District about Mother's Day, because even as I was looking to get you a gift and pick up a last second card, because I couldn't at the store because
They sold out.
which is kind of part of the story. They were sold out a lot of places, which was cool. So kudos to all the individuals out there who stepped up this year and honored our mothers and our mother figures, because you definitely came out and you definitely did it. But specific to Fort Orange, how do we do down at the store?
It was incredible. We were beating our previous year's sales by miles, and the excitement about people coming into the store, looking for gifts, finding the right items, it was just, again, overwhelming and so positive that, we sold out of Mother's Day cards on like the Tuesday before Mother's Day. It was wild. And then when I went on to like our vendors' websites to buy more, many of those cards were sold out. So I had to find options that were generic enough for mothers to have on our shelves. And we did. It came through. It all worked out. But it was an incredible Mother's Day holiday for both sales and our community.
It absolutely was. And we mentioned the baskets, and they sold out pretty quickly too. And I was speaking with superfan Jeff, because he was interested in one.
That's right.
And he was afraid that he was a little bit late. So we ended up curating a specialty basket just for him, for his mom, which was really cool and actually fun for me to do. That's normally something you do, but I was able to showcase our products and have that conversation. So please know, when you come into the store, we have that available as well.
Right.
You might not get the service that superfan Jeff gets.
Right, the personalized texting Erica and Joe, to what do we have here? What can we do here? Let me send you a picture of what I've put together. Is this good? No, that's not good. Let's put something else in. So we're happy to do whatever at any moment. And it goes as far as Joe and I texting and figuring it out on the fly.
Maybe we could call that like the superfan Jeff special basket.
Who'll come up with a name?
Do a little upcharge or something? I don't know.
No.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. But no, the baskets were a giant hit. And again, they sold out well before Mother's Day as well. The Mother's Day tea, the little teacups, those are gone well in advance of Mother's Day. It was just an incredible holiday. So thank you, everybody, for coming out and supporting us for that holiday.
And so Mother's Day happens. We're leading up to 518 Day. And I believe, Erica, you had a miniature visitor at the store. Am I mistaken?
Oh my gosh. No, you are not mistaken, Joe. So for 518 Day, we were the official pickup location for the race bibs. And the Albany Bid set up their tables in our store. We had Henry Bellingnome, who is a local tourism gnome. He visited our store to pick up his race bib for 518 Day, and I had the honor of showing him around our store, Joe.
Can you give me that name one more time?
Henry Bellingnome.
And who does Henry Bellingham travel with most of the time?
Most of the time, he's traveling with our friend Lizzie, who actually coincidentally works with Jenna at St. Peter's Hospital in the ICU.
Super fan Jenna.
Super fan Jenna. And Lizzie was such a delight, such a pleasure to meet her. And she's kind of like Henry's handler. Does that seem reminiscent for you at all, Joe?
It does. It does. And that leads into our 518 day experience.
Yes.
So 518 day kicked off this year for the first time, as you all know. It was on Saturday the 16th because 518 is on a Monday, just passed. So it was a day full of events, but also a lot of work for us down at Fort Orange General Store.
It was quite the lead up to this inaugural celebration, but it went off without a hitch. Like, it was a beautifully curated, planned day. But yeah, getting into some of the nitty-gritty about what it takes to put on such a large community event, on top of creating a running team for the race that I did, we also decided that we should, promote our most famous icon of Albany, Mr. Nipper himself, right, Joe?
And that's what the big surprise was at the end of the last episode that we were hoping arrived on time.
Yeah.
So yes, our Nipper mascot costume came in on time. Now, it was not a Nipper mascot costume that we purchased. It was a white dog that kind of looked like the character Snoopy.
Yes.
Mascot costume that needed a lot of work to look like Nipper.
It did, but it was fun work. And what I love so much is that we had been looking at this mascot costume for months now, and we just needed a reason to pull the trigger to buy it, and this was it. And yeah, if you didn't catch on from the last episode, like hints of what we were doing, it was the Nipper costume that we were crossing our fingers would come in time. And it came in plenty of time, and enough time for me to fit it up and make it look like Nipper. At the same time, I was also designing and making 12 SoBro t-shirts, right, Joe?
Yes, for the race team. So at the same time, we're making t-shirts right here in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And making all the Nipper collar and fixing the eyes, fixing the ears, making the Nipper shirt.
Right. Making Nipper's shirt, the big Fort Orange logo on the front, his jersey on the back with his name and our year of establishment in downtown Albany. And Joe was really nervous because it was the day before the race and I hadn't worked on Nipper's head at all. I still had to cut his ears and figure out how to make them perk up like his ears do. And, fix his eyes and make his color. He's like, you haven't even started on this, and I'm not going to worry, but I am worried. So I carried Nipper's head down to the store and worked on him. But it all worked. It all came out beautiful. And you can see the pictures of the final outfit costume on our Instagram. But yeah, it was quite a scene when I finished and had to bring him back out because the morning time people weren't really out yet and saw me bring him in. But at 3:30 in the afternoon when, Lock and Key's patio is full, Ophelia's is just starting up, people are kind of beginning to walk to their cars from work. I had Nipper's head on my arm, shoving him in my trunk right out there on Broadway. People were looking at me like, what is going on over there?
And I don't think it was any earlier than 10:30 that night that the finishing touches were put on. So yes, it was a labor of love that kind of stretched us to the last moment.
It was, but again, it was so much fun for me because this is my background. It's art. It's combining all of my talents, interests, love into this business because I get to use my artistic abilities. I get to, be myself and talk to our customers. It's just everything that I've ever dreamed of combining into this beautiful little community business model.
And Erica does her best work under pressure and at the last second. So if you want to go back and listen to the hot chocolate stroll episode and then listen to this episode, you might hear some parallels there.
Well, what can I say? I do my best work under pressure.
So then the day comes and Erica's organizing the team for the race. And I'm nipper for the kids race, which was early on, into the end of the adult race. And we have our 12-year-old with me as my handler, reference from earlier. And it was a blast. People were so excited to see Nipper. And like Erica said, it's something we wanted to do for a while. And it was proving with the response that we got. And no, it had nothing to do with me in the suit specifically. That's not what I'm saying. It was the fact that Nipper was there, that icon, because everyone that came up and asked for a picture was like, Nipper is Albany. This is amazing. We're so happy to see him out. This is what we're here for. This is what we're doing. Somebody even had a sign, I came to run for Nipper or something like that. It was the coolest thing ever. So it reinforced the love of Nipper that we see in the store every day, all the stories that we talk about and, you know, all the products that we have that sell, obviously, but being there and being able to hear it, you know, in the persona, if you will, was really exciting and special.
Yeah, I don't even think I got to digest that part of it. It was so busy yesterday that we didn't really get a chance to decompress from all the amazing things that happened.
And it was an absolutely gorgeous day.
Oh my God.
It was great for everybody except the guy in the Nipper costume for 3 hours straight without a break.
I know. You took that suit off and you were dying. You said your contacts had fogged up. It was so hot in there. And Joe, your other comrades, your other mascot friends that you met yesterday, so cute, posted all over Instagram. You and the Firebird and the Albany Public Library mascot, Bleeker, right?
Yes, Bleeker.
So they all became little comrades and friends, but I do have to say I feel kind of bad because you did kind of steal the spotlight from them.
Well, Bleeker and we really put a lot of work in together and we put the time in. Then, as the race started, Firebird mascot shows up with all the energy jumping around. And we were both like, dude, where you been? Because we've been sweating this out for about an hour and a half right now. So if you can take your energy down a little bit. Plus, the entire time we had music going. So we were dancing to the live bands. They were giving us shout outs. Nipper's moves were amazing.
I should post some of those. I got
Probably should go on tour. I don't think we should do that part. I think this narrative should be all that lives of that. But no, it was a great time. And it was great to be able to kind of perform that service. From the kids who were so excited / terrified. I had this one little girl mean mugging me the entire time. We were best friends by the end of it. But every time I looked over, she just had this dirty look that she was giving me on her face. So I played it up so much. And by the end, like I said, we were best friends. It was awesome.
And funny enough, that kind of goes back to like Santa, right?
Yes.
And how they're scared of the persona.
Except for the little mob of children at the end of that race that
your handler didn't do his job.
Funny part, though.
They bum rushed you.
They did. That aside, the dogs that were there, the live
that's
dogs,
right. Yes.
did not like Nipper. They were moderately aggressive towards me at times. So I was playing it up like, oh, there's, one of me, and, slowly approaching, thinking that we would be able to interact. Not one of them enjoyed it whatsoever.
When you say moderately aggressive, was anybody barking at you?
One started to growl.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm telling you, it was like a thing.
Did you
They
growl
didn't
back?
like it. No, I backed up and I said, I'm sorry. I didn't say I'm sorry. I, mimed it. That's what you do. If you can't talk.
Right. And now that we're talking through this, it brings me to like all of your past experiences coming together in this position too. Like all of your past loves and jobs are kind of combined into your role in Port Orange General Store, right, Joe?
Yes, very cool. From my early days, working with Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny at Colony Center, to working at Jeepers, which used to exist in Crossgates Commons, now where the Ninja Lab is. We had characters there as well that would come out. I was a party pro, got to wear a ridiculous hat and hang out with kids on their birthdays and go on rides with them. I still don't know how I got paid for that job, but it's probably why it no longer exists. Yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun to be interacting with people and in the mix of it all and be able to be ridiculous and bring a smile or a side eye to somebody's face.
A smile or side eye. I don't know, the amount of energy, the overwhelming positivity that we experienced yesterday was like goosebump chilling in the best way possible. And the amount of nipper tattoos.
Oh, let's talk about that.
Oh my God.
Everyone that came up to take a picture almost was like, hey, I have a nipper tattoo. Hey, Nipper, I have a tattoo of you.
Right. Someone had this beautiful skyline.
That was gorgeous.
Of our city, and then Nipper looking over it, kind of like our skyline tee, right? But it had color in it. It was gorgeous. And I don't know how many people probably showed their nipper tattoo.
It was over a dozen.
Yeah.
And that one group at the end that we took the picture with, they all had one. That was like 8 of them. It was so cool to see.
And Joe and I have been tossing around the idea that we need to have a nipper tattoo. And I think this just reinforced the fact that we do have to become part of this nipper tattoo community.
I thought we were going to be like trendsetters in it, though, but that's not the case at all.
Right, because we had seen like 1 or 2 people show us over the past year and a half, like, oh, hey, we have a nipper tattoo. And we were like, oh my God, that's really cool. We should have that too. And then yesterday it was like everybody in the capital region had a nipper tattoo.
It was crazy.
I got all
awesome.
The pictures.
It was awesome to see.
It was really cool.
And I think we kind of sum this all up with a story that we were talking about last night. So for about the last year, we've been throwing ideas of what to do with the store, how to grow, all the things that we talk about on this podcast. There were 2 ideas that we've been kicking around, and we just didn't quite put the finishing touches on how to make it work. One was Erica wanted to partner with the running community in Albany.
Right.
Cap City runners specifically.
Right.
And how do we involve them in the store? Is it just a discount if you're a member? So we're brainstorming all the different things we could do. Wouldn't it be great if we could put a race on? But how do we do that as ourselves?
Right.
But every time we talk about something or a new event, that always came back up. Can we incorporate that? Is it the right time? How do we do it? And it happened.
Right.
You were on the planning committee for 518 Day, as everyone knows, and it happened. And it's really cool to see how the idea is born, and then you talk about it, you tease it out, you plan, you think, you refine, and then it happens later on. Nothing like what we thought about initially, but the idea is there and it happened.
Right. Like we put it out into the universe. And I was approached back in the wintertime by Georgette at the bid saying that she would like me to be on this planning committee for the 518 Day race. And I was like, oh my God, that's incredible, because I am a racer. I'm an avid runner, and it's one of my passions. And so it just felt like a natural fit for me to be on that committee. And then, like Joe had said, we had been throwing around this idea back last summer. How could we involve more community groups and get things going? And then it just naturally happened, and absolutely incredible. The day yesterday was amazing. The race course was beautiful, such an amazing view the whole time. Albany Skyway, the Hudson River. It was incredible.
And then the second part of that was the nipper costume. So we've been talking about that for about the same time period and just couldn't figure out the right purpose for it. So we were kind of going back and forth because I'm like, I can't just dress as nipper and check people out at the store. I can't just stand outside randomly. I guess I could, but like, what's the purpose of it? What's the point? How is it going to integrate into everything we're doing from the inside out, like we talked about?
Yep.
And then this opportunity came up and it was like, this is it. This is the time. So it's a second example of ideas that you start with and then they build and then they grow and then you tweak and then it actually comes to fruition. Not because you put it out in the universe and something externally magical happens, but because you grind and you're there and you're thinking of the things and you're not pushing things unnecessarily. You're waiting for it to organically happen at the right moment, but you have the ideas. And you're ready when the opportunity presents itself and your eyes are wide enough open to see the opportunity present itself, and then boom, you act on it.
I would also like to point out that I think we had a third thing happen yesterday too with our local business neighborhood and how we've been talking a lot about how can we get everybody working together more, coming up with a little neighborhood idea.
SoBro.
Yep. And we've been talking about how beautiful SoBro is for the past 2 years that we've owned the store and our little alleyway and all the cute little businesses around. And, you know, we'd love to see our little SoBro neighborhood working together. And I think that happened this weekend, Joe.
That 100% happened. You all were there. You all were, you know, wearing the shirts and participating in the race together. And
a team of 12 people.
Awesome.
Running for SoBro.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And all of our neighborhood businesses, Lock and Key, Ophelia's, Broadway Plaza Liquor, were there with their shirts on, running, walking, or cheering on from the sidelines. And I can't tell you again how much more that reinforced the specialness of the day.
Yeah, it was really cool to see because I got to see you guys finish, albeit barely see, but as
from your nose hole,
as well as I could. And it was great to see the mass of black shirts coming down together.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool.
Yeah, it was a very special day. And there were other groups that ran together as teams. So it wasn't just SoBro, but it felt that much more special that our little section of our neighborhood was represented.
Which is great and will only be reinforced even more at our next First Friday.
That's right.
When we are collaborating with Common Roots Brewery, who are popping up directly inside Fort Orange while we're playing live music.
It's going to be so much fun, and we hope that everybody marks June 5th from 5 to 7 to come down to Fort Orange General Store, grab a delicious beverage from Common Roots. It's beer, their new seltzers, their NA drinks. It's for everybody. Hang out, feel the vibe, listen to some awesome music, go check out another business on our block. It's going to be a little block party.
And in the meantime, we would love it if you could drop us a little comment about your experience.
Yes.
At 518 Day.
Please do.
Give us the feedback because I'm sure this is an annual thing that we're doing now. And what worked well? What would you like to see differently? What would be a great idea so we can expand upon and bring it back to the committee and say, hey, here's what we're hearing. Let's make it all about us.
Yes, and I would also like to point out that the Melba Madness, the winner is one of our neighbors, Jack's, around the corner on Lower State Street. They won Melba Madness, Joe.
And there's no surprise there because we went there for Mother's Day.
Yes, you took me out for a Mother's Day dinner the night prior. It was so delicious. Oh, my God.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was like old school Jack's.
It was beautiful. The wait staff had their old school outfits. The whole interior was very much the same as what I remember 20 years ago. The food was just
amazing.
Yeah, impeccable.
Amazing.
The drinks, you can't get a drink made like that anywhere around here. They were very well done.
Yeah, so if you haven't been out to the newly reopened Jack's Oyster House, downtown Albany, do yourself a favor. Get a reservation. Jump in. Sit at the bar. However you get there. It's amazing.
Very, very well done. So congratulations to Jack's and winning Melba Madness. And then the Hollow Bar came in second place, I saw.
Fantastic.
Yep. So we've got some excellent restaurants right here in downtown Albany. There were 10 that participated. Congratulations to everybody who participated and placed.
And thank you for taking the time to participate and put yourself out there and add one more thing to your busy plate as a business owner.
Yep. But that's what you do, Joe, right? That's what you got to do.
That's what you do. But people could have very easily said no. And they didn't. And that's awesome.
Yep. And that's Albany. Because we rally, we come together, we are building our downtown back up.
Amen. Well said. So on that note, why don't we wrap things up this week? We thank everyone for joining us as usual and listening to our fun stories right here on
Small Business, Big Life, inside Fort Orange General Store.